Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video, and today I just want to talk about Multiverses. Multiverses was a game that came out roughly summer of 2022 and lasted until June 25th, 2023 when they ended the beta. This game is going to come back hopefully within due time. Their plans were to have it in the beginning of 2024, and somewhere around there they still haven't gave us much, so hopefully real soon, since we're in December right now, they'll bring out this game again. And I've been thinking about it a lot more because of its returning coming so soon. And I've been looking at the subreddit, and there've been multiple things like a McDonald's thing with multiverses, and Tony Hugh, the lead developer of this game, um, has been tweeting some things, nothing like directly towards the game, but I feel like something hinting at it. But I really want for this game to come back, and I just kind of want to talk about why I liked Multiverse so much. For one, it's a fighting game. I love fighting games, and it's a platform fighter, one of my favorite type of fighters. And I liked how they did things in this game. So, first, Multiverses is a game based off of Warner Brothers characters, which I honestly didn't even know Warner Brothers owned most of this property, if I would be totally honest. The things that I knew they owned were something like DC, and I I also knew they own Looney Tunes, but I didn't really even put to mind that they are the distributor of Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. So that means really anything from there can come through here, which Morty, Rick, Adventure Time, um, Scooby Doo, LeBron James because of Space Jam: New Legacy being a thing. The character roster in here was amazing. Gremlins, I really liked it. I really liked these pop culture icons that you would never think to see in a fighting game. And the reason I like platformers so much is because they can get real goofy with it. More like traditional fighters usually have to kind of stick to not not like totally normal moves, but things that make sense. Like kicks, punches. But in like platformers, you can get real wacky with it. You can get really crazy on what you want to have. Like Marvin has a flag that locks on with projectiles. He uses his head. The animations in this game look nice because they're smear frames, which are I'm pretty sure it's smear frames where they go one by one and it slowly gets bigger. And if you pause it at certain times, it looks funny, but it makes the game look really nice with the characters. And I also like the differentiations of how characters look. Now, everybody here has kind of a set style. Everybody does look a little bit different. Like Shaggy having the eyes of the older cartoons, and then Velma looking more modern. It shows two different types of eras for this cartoon since there are so many different iterations of Scooby-Doo. And it's amazing. I really like it. And again, the characters, amazing. Tasmanian Devil, Bugs Bunny, Marvin the Martian. Like, these are all characters that I used to watch when Tom and Jerry, which I, again, also did not know they own, or at least partially own. I kind of forget if they actually, like, own it, or just partially. Finn and Jake, they're all lovely characters that I am happy to see in a fighting game because there are so many things you can get in here. Iron Giant, it's amazing. Now, the second reason I like this game is because of the movement of this game. So the game feels kind of floaty, but it's floatiness where when you get used to the game, it feels good. And there's a dodge meter. There's no blocking, which I honestly kind of like fighting games with no blocking. I really don't like the standard you stand here and then you can grab onto somebody and throw them off because it leads to very, very lame gameplay at some points with some people. Some people really like just rushing in, grabbing you, throwing you, rushing in, grabbing you, throwing you. And it gets really stale and it gets really annoying. But with this game, you kind of have to strategize a little bit more just because you just dodge. And obviously there's a meter to it. You can't infinitely dodge, but it feels nicer. Another thing I like is just how fast you can go down. In, let's say, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, you have to reach your peak and then drop, and then drop. Like, it's the peak and then drop, peak and then drop. And it feels super weird because I want to drop kind of at different points at time, right? Like, I just want to, maybe I want to do a little hop right here and just go straight back down. And this game lets you. This game lets you go as far as you want, up and then back down. If you don't want to go all the way up, you can just come back down. And it feels nicer that way because it lets me do combos that I want to do. I can easily bring myself back to the floor and glide over it with aerial attacks, and it feels nice that way. And I really never realized in the beginning until I played Nickelodeon All-Star 2, where I'm like, oh, these are some quality of life things that I wish were in the game. The other thing is that normal neutral, and neutral special have a designated button. And I don't know about you guys, maybe people who play fighting games more traditionally are used to it. I really don't like neutral having to be a button that I have to stop pressing or stop moving to do. Because like even then, sometimes it doesn't do it and I do a move that I don't want to do. But having a button where I can use it is very nice. It lets me go anywhere I want, and it lets me use my move without having to stop me in my tracks. Another thing I liked about this game is just being able to use the right analog stick to do moves, and you can change it to specials or normal attacks. I like it at normal attacks, but it's nice because when you're trying to get back to ledge, you can just do moves, and just throw them out willy-nilly behind you. And it feels nice, right? Like I don't have to stop my movement. It's the whole thing about this game is like I don't have to stop moving. I can keep going where I want to. I just have to make sure I remember what button does what, right? And it's just getting used to that character. And if we go back to characters, I kind of like how everybody plays. Everybody has their own unique fighting style. Jake, being a bruiser, he can fucking outreach you that some fucking shooters can't. You know, his arm is crazy. And some of these characters are harder to learn than others. But this game also has kind of like traditional combos, at least what I remember of. There are some things that you could just string together and it would just work, right? And it's super nice. Also, hitting people off stage, you do regain some of your things to come back. I think you regain your specials? I forget which one it was. But you regain something and you just don't immediately die, which creates edge guarding to not be like a crazy thing, but it makes you have to be more risky to actually punish and win, which I don't know, I like. You know, there's still the chance of redeeming yourself and coming back, not just instantly dying. And there's just so much I like about this game. I could keep going on. The perk system is amazing. I really like it. Now, even though, to be fair, with certain characters there are perks that definitely are just better than the other, but you definitely can use both. Let's take Jake. Most of the perks I ever seen when fighting a Jake player was sticky. This allows when Jake goes up, when he's stretching, characters would stick to him, and then that allows them to end off the move with them going flying up because they stuck to them. But you could also use Stay Limber, which I saw some Jakes do basically in the beginning, with Let's Your House ability, which is this one right here. To just jump, bounce, and bounce, and bounce. And I'm pretty sure when it comes back down, it hits. It's nice. You know, everybody has two. Some people have three. I don't think Taz is one of those, no. I'm pretty sure if one of them is Rick. Yeah, some of them have three. And again, some are better than others. A bit of a stickler Meeseeks. Rick's Meeseeks does double damage to targets that are already in hit stun. And then Rick's Portal has a longer cooldown. That passes, but it has, if anything of allies or his pass through it, it will become on fire. And then even with the larger perks, it becomes miniature perks, which allows your team fully charged to break armor attacks. Pushes the attacker back towards the center of the map if you ring out someone while near the blast zone. Second wind beneath your wings. Your team refreshes air special attacks after they ring out an enemy. And as you see, a lot of their things are saying teams. And that is probably the main thing that I like about MultiVersus. It was a team-oriented game. This game was meant for doubles. And there's something about games that allow you to play with others in a way where you can work together that hits differently than a game where you fight against each other. The nice thing about fighting games is that every fight is a different fight. You fight someone different that play totally different. There are some Ricks out there that love staying far away, right? There's some Ricks that love to stay back and just shoot out a bunch of projectiles, throw out their Meeseeks, put out portals, try to trap you in them, and until you get to high percentage, come in for the fucking quick kill with his side air, right? But there's some Ricks out there that love being in your face. There's Ricks that like to be like this, all in your grill, and guaranteeing that you're not getting a break. And I love that with fighting games. But when you fight against someone like your friend, you can kind of guess like their pattern and what they like to do things, because everybody has that unique playing style. So how to get around that is to play teams. And a lot of games of at least platform fighters are not centered around teams. A lot of them are centered around solo play or team play where multiple people and it just goes crazy nonsense. But none of the moves are meant to be able to work with others. But this game was able to like center in the team play with supporting characters, assassins, which are fast but also are light, mage characters that are also somewhat light but usually range in everything they do. A lot of things hit from very far. or and have a lot of disjointed attacks. Bruisers were supposed to be up close and personal, which some were heavy, some were light, some did more damage, more were combos, and then tanks were supposed to deal probably not insane amount of damage, even though I won't lie, I think tanks was probably like the best all around like rank because Superman was crazy, Wonder Woman could do crazy things. And Iron Giant, if you knew how to cheese, you're fucking goated with him. But everything here is supposed to be team oriented, but solo play was still fun because they made every character fun in solos. Now, some characters weren't really viable in, say, solos, like Gizmo, which sadly is because of the weak damage he could put out, but people made him work. And that was the cool thing. People just made things work. Something I like doing this game at the end of its peak was play Marvin the Martian. No one really played Marvin the Martian. He was an assassin. I don't believe he's an assassin. But I wanted to make him work. And I did. I got up to at least top 10 of the Marvins that were there. And I was top 200 in the game. And I liked this game because of it. I was able to switch between characters all the time. Because every character was fun to just learn and play against. Because no matter in teams or solos, I was still having fun with the character. And I grew to the character. And that's also another nice thing with having licensed characters. I know Bugs Bunny. I get to go watch his cartoons after I'm done beating the shit out of a fucking Finn. I get to watch him talk shit to someone else while I'm talking shit to the Finn while playing as him. I feel more connected. And I just love multiverses for that reason. And another side thing, and probably the last thing that I want to mention, is the variants in this game, which I'm planning to do a ranking video on later about every single variant. But the thing I loved about this game is that their variants were amazing. Let's take Shaggy, Uncle Shagworthy, someone that was in the Battle Pass, but they also let the Battle Pass characters come out to buy, which I guess that is like a little bit of a contention point of having paid things and it being kind of pricey. But something that I really enjoyed about Multiversus Cosmetics is how different everything felt. Uncle Shagworthy and Shaggy are the same person. They do the exact same moves. They're the exact same in every other way. The thing that aren't the same is voice lines. And then let's kill Shaggy. As you see, it's different. It's amazing. I love customization in games. It is probably my favorite thing to look at, to buy, and just to experience because it makes me feel different to the other person. And it differentiates me from other people too. And this game was very good at doing it. As you saw here, he full on just has a different accent. And if I kill the Shaggy, there you go. That's different. And he'll say something.
Wow, my uncle, like it's hard for an old guy.
And there you go. They are different. And they also have different voice lines to compare each other. One character that didn't really have this was Rick and Morty, but that was during the whole spiel with Justin Roiland. So they sadly don't have it, but every other character did. They would talk to everybody as if they kind of knew who they were. Even then, even though Rick and Morty didn't say anything, Superman would still say something to Rick, saying something of him being a bad person. I can't remember much. They made Tom and Jerry not talk, and the fun thing with Tom and Jerry is the scream. The old Tom and Jerry scream. And at least they kept that in. It's amazing. I love it. I love the customization, the interactions. It all made to just combine into this awesome fucking game that I can't wait to come back. And hopefully it will come back. I'm hoping that it doesn't have the same burn and crash that it did because this game was fun. A lot of the main points that were against this game was that the game wasn't updating fast enough. And I could agree. The game wasn't updating quickly as they once was in the beginning, and I think they shot themselves in the foot for that reason. They were trying to push so many things out that eventually you're going to burn yourself out. And even though I loved every single new thing that they added, Morty, Rick, Gizmo, Stripe, okay, maybe not Black Adam, Marvin the Martian at the later end, I liked what they added, and everybody else did. But since they were pushing things out so fast, which isn't really viable for a team like PFG, which, again, let me commemorate them. I love this game. They just probably couldn't handle as much as in the futures that they could in the beginning. And I think that brought down the reputation of this game, and then people kept complaining and complaining for maybe fair reasons. Maybe there were some bugs with characters, some breaking things, some characters not being as strong as others. but they really did try to balance it out, and I can again give them a round of applause for that. And I'm really hoping that maybe with them having a bigger team in the future, hopefully them having still as much passion for this game as they did in the beginning, everything can go smoothly and we can have a nice fan base around this game and continue this game to grow. I don't know what they're going to do in the future. I don't know when the full game comes out. That's when they mean full, as in there's nothing else coming after later, maybe like seasonal battle passes but no more characters, or if they're going to try to really revamp this game into being a lot better, having a lot more sound like systems and mechanics and all that good shit that makes a game good, and still keep the free to play and the game develops over time aspect. I don't know, but I really can't wait to see it. And with, again, it's almost damn near time for this game to come back out. Hopefully within the next 3 months, January, February, March. I don't know where their early 2024 ends and starts. Hopefully this game can come back out with a big boom and keep the players that they had before. But there's another problem with it. It's just the amount of videos that people have made against it with dead game and stuff like that, which, there's some real problematic ones out there, but I really can't wait for the game to come back. And I really do enjoy everything they put in this game. And I didn't even have a script for this. I really was just talking off the top of my head. And maybe that seemed a little scrambled, but it was really the nicest way to put the most passion into this video. So I really hope you guys enjoyed me just rambling about this game. I guess something I didn't even talk about were the stages, which, to be fair, some stages felt kind of the same, just a little different, but it was still different enough to me where I would hate certain stages, and then I would love certain stages. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling of this game, and I'm really hoping for a strong return in 2024. And I can promise you, day one when this game comes back out, full swinging hang, just all hog out, I'll be there. And I'll be making videos on this game too. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys make every day a great day. Thank you for 200 subscribers, by the way. If you haven't seen my community posts, I do appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed and watches these videos. And I don't really think there's much else to say. The next goal for our channel is 300, and just keep going up by hundreds until we reach that fabled 1,000, which hopefully will happen in the near future. Again, thank you for watching if you did all the way through my ramblings. It is really appreciated. Tell me, have you guys ever played Multiverses and maybe are planning to play it when it comes back out? And if you haven't, I promise you, I will make sure you play it because this is one great fucking game. Peace.